The Boeing 787-10 for Microsoft Flight Simulator has been out since release time, and we've had very few improvements. Well, today I'm showcasing a mod that does exactly that, from adding improved LNAV and VNAV to enabling holding patterns in this aircraft, to adding proper true-to-life ILS alignment. Let's get right into this video. Now, this is the Heavy Division 787-10, and while it's not perfect, it brings this aircraft closer to real life and frankly adds the features we should have got in the default version of the 787. If you fly on VATSIM or IVAO like me, it is a true lifesaver, and while I haven't done a true ATC flight yet, I know it's going to be so much better, and you might actually be able to fly this aircraft according to most real world procedures. Let's hop in the cockpit now, and we'll talk about some features. I'll also display some on the screen. So here we are in the cockpit. You can see not much has changed. I think they might have improved the textures, but I've got to be honest, I haven't flown the default 787s for so long that I can't really remember it. It was just a really buggy aircraft, really horrible to fly. It seems to still have an FPS problem. For me, anyway, it's something I've always had to deal with. This mod partially solves it, but it doesn't solve it 100%. Now, the main thing here you'll notice is the difference on the instruments and screens. Really big improvements there. Let's get this aircraft powered on now. You can see we've also got new lighting correctly positioned, such as external power lights. Hopping down into the main cockpit, you can see the FMCs look much brighter, which is more realistic, of course, but that's not the main thing. Notice how we've got ILS alignment. ILS basically tells the aircraft where it is. It stands for Inertial Navigation System. Basically, the aircraft has to know where it is, and of course it can't locate itself without the pilot telling it. You do need to go up to here and activate it, which is something they don't have in the default version. You need to flip these switches left and right on. Then you need to go into the FMC and go position initial, enter your airport. If you want to go to detail, you can enter your gate. I don't bother, it seems to be fine anyway. And then you just go, take your IRS position from here, pop it in your box down here, scratch pad, and pop it into there, and there you go, that will align. And now you can see it tells you the time to align on the top left of this display here. The closer you are to the equator, the shorter it will take to align. There is also ways you can program in the FMC to quicken your align time to get it done instantly. There is a lot of changes in the FMC. If you go down to the bottom right button and click heavy, you can see we've got IRS menu, payload manager and sim rate manager. We'll go through these briefly. So IRS, well, it can tell you it's aligning right now, pretty simple stuff. If we click real and then click instant, I'm pretty sure once this is done and we click force align, you can see, bang, it's aligned. This gives you all of your information you need now. Going back to payload manager, you can go and enter your fuels, your centre of gravity. I mean, we've got one in Microsoft Flight Simulator default, but it's just nicer to have this in the aircraft. And sim rate manager, if you didn't know, sim rate is basically you speeding up or slowing down the simulator. At the moment, there is very few ways to measure this in Microsoft Flight Simulator without using external add-ons, so it's nice to have it inbuilt into here. I don't know why Microsoft didn't just put a sim rate display in. It would make life a lot easier, you wouldn't have to rely on stuff like this. But anyway, you've got it if you need to. It's only really good if you're doing long haul flights and you don't want to be sitting there all day. So far so good, I have to say I'm blown away. This is going to be the next fly-by-wire aircraft. Not made by fly-by-wire, of course, it's made by Heavy Division, but hopefully you guys know what I mean. Plenty of new buttons installed and working, as you've already seen with the IRS system. But autopilot really is the winner here. They've heavily improved it. I mean, there's so much stuff here, I could literally go through it all day. I'm going to go through the main bits you guys want to listen to. I'll run through them. We've got improved, basically brand new VNAV. That includes climb speed restrictions, climb selected speed, cruise climb, cruise descent, We've got top of descent and top of cruise. You'll also notice on the videos I'm showing you how we've got the banana, the green banana, on the navigation display when you reach the top of your cruise or your bottom of descent. Lovely feature. I think we did have it as default in the 747, although I can't completely remember. It really makes it much better. It's nice to know when you'll be at that altitude, especially when you're coming into smaller airports. They've done wonders with autopilot and the FMC, it's really amazing. And Direct 2. Now Direct 2 is a pretty basic format. I do it in the video around Gatwick. You see earlier, of course we haven't got no Direct 2 button. The way you do it, like most Boeing aircraft, is you click on the waypoint you want to go Direct to and place it in the top. And it does exactly that. We go to May VOR, which is in the south of England. It turns us around as quickly as it can, and we get on our merry way. Also, something that doesn't really affect me, I'm not overly worried about it, but it's helpful if you like to fly as realistically as possible, is the new symbols on the navigation display. You can notice I swap over in this flight we're doing earlier, and you can see these symbols do look different. Now I've put something on the screen to show you what they've done. This is from their GitHub. By the way, you can download this aircraft whenever you like. It's in the description down below. I do recommend you actually get the experimental or development version, because this is the one with all the features in. It's really cool. You can get the stable version, I think that's available on flightsim.to, but I've got to be honest, I do like the experimental version. And yeah, it just adds all of your new symbols. If you're going for VORs, then you can see the VORs. If you're going for your TACANs, you can see the TACANs. It's a fantastic little feature. I'm really happy with this project. A game changer for all those in the 787. But most of all, the thing I'm so happy about is them introducing holds properly. Holds are so important for when you're flying on ATC. Seriously, something everyone needs. It's a great help. And it's so much easier than flying the holds manually. I don't know why Microsoft didn't add them quicker, but I'm just so glad heavy divisions have done it. If you want to change your symbols like we were talking about earlier, you just need to click menu up here and you can display symbols. You get more when you're on map view. You can see like that. And yeah, it's so simple but really effective. In addition, if you click systems up here, you swap over and there's basically more ECAS controls. This is amazing right here. We're getting all the information. Some of it doesn't work, some of it does. You can see we get stuff about doors, we get information about the gears, flight controls, hydraulics, fuel, etc. I think we did have some of that in the default version, but they've improved this massively. Something to get very excited about. Seriously, hats off to the Heavy Division team. I am so excited to where this is going to go. I don't fly the 787 much yet because I do find it's very laggy still and almost unplayable for me at big airports like Gatwick. But once it's working, and hopefully if they sort out the FPS bug that the default 787 brought over, it's certainly going to be a must-have. And as I said, I can still fly it easily at smaller airports. It's a lot of fun. So an aircraft with improved autopilot systems, brand new ECAS pages, and a whole lot more, including the ability to do holds. What is not to love? If you enjoyed this video and this aircraft, be sure to download it in the description. It is a blast. I'm going to end the video here, guys. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this rundown of some of the main features of this aircraft. It is a fantastic bit of kit, but from me today, that is all. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you to my first class and business class channel members. The first class channel members get their names on the screen now, but from me today, that is all. Bye bye.